I see you as already healed. I see you eagerly wanting, there's out again.
It's all right. It's all right. But this is the thing. You're going to practice it. You're going to practice it when you're not with them. And then they'll come to you and you'll so know it that where they are will be irrelevant because you've already connected with who they really are and what they really want. And so when they sit before you or stand before you, your ease about where they are is complete. In other words, it's like, hi, it's really nice to have this conversation. Yeah, I'm really pleased that we have this opportunity to interact. Now, here's a question worth asking. If someone isn't in the vortex and you are, and you address them as if they are in the vortex, what's their response likely to be?
Get away.
So if you're speaking in really specific terms that they're not ready for, they would feel that way. But if you're speaking in general terms, they would feel less like that. Would you agree?
Yes.
So when you're bridging someone who's not in the vortex and you are in the vortex, the more general you are, the more likely you are to stay in the vortex and the more likely you are to draw them in. So, and that may be why you're speaking to them as if they're not there or as if it's someone else, because you've learned that you sort of have to tiptoe around this. But what we want to convey to you is it's not so much what you say to them as it is how you feel about them. So it's the conversation that you're having with yourself and your own inner being even before they get there that is more important in your ability to assist them even than it is what you say to them and what their reaction to it is. So we have some questions for you about these people that are sitting before you or that are standing before you. Do you believe in their wellness?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that the larger part of them is already there?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that the larger part of them is the dominant part of them?
Yes.
Do you believe that if you could distract them from the sick part, that the well part would dominate?
Yes.
Do you believe that if they are outside the vortex feeling sick and you hit it too head on, that it will throw them further out of the vortex or it will bring them in the vortex?
If I hit it head on, it'll throw them in the vortex.
The opposite happens.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The opposite happens. Well, that's the distinction that we're really affirming here together today, because it's the opposite of what so many people think, that if I try harder, no matter what, it will be better. But we want to point out that where you are vibrationally has everything to do with what the effort factor offers. And the fact of it is, if you're in the vortex, the effort factor isn't so important because the vortex has the energy and the power. You don't have to effort inside the vortex. So every time you feel like efforting, it's a pretty good sign that you're not in the vortex. Yeah. So when you feel like you're efforting with someone, it's a pretty good sign that you see them not in the vortex, which means you're not the healer to help them. Not right now. You see?
Yes.
So the conversation that you want to have is more about them at first than it is with them. So we would sit there in the room by ourselves before they come in, and we would have a conversation about them. We would say, and you can have it with your inner being or with Abraham or with whatever focal point that you want, but this is what we would say if we were sitting in your physical shoes. I love what I do. I love shining a spotlight on wellness. And my work is easier than I've ever known it to be, because I have discovered that there is a well version of this person who's about to walk in who is alive and well. And it is my intention to hook up with that well version. And it will be nice if, now I've hooked up with that well vibrational version, if I'm able to have the right timing and the right sensitivity and say the right things that will help this person diffuse enough resistance that they too can connect with a feeling of hopefulness, with a feeling of knowing that wellness is possible for them. And that's my intention. With this person that walks through the door, I'm going to know their wellness so profoundly that they will feel some of it too, either through words I speak or just through the confidence with which I address them. So it doesn't matter what the condition of their physicality is, I'm going to focus upon the wellness of who they really are. So then they walk in, and let's say it's someone who is not exhibiting wellness. And in the exhibiting of not wellness, you can feel very clearly the bounce of the wellness that they're asking for. And so you say something right from your heart that they can really understand that goes something like, oh, I can really feel the power of your desire for improvement. I'm really glad that we have this opportunity to interact together. I think we can do some good work together here. This is going to be easier than you think it is, because there is much more working for you than I think you realize. I've looked everything over here, and I'm confident that we are going to have really good success together. I'm really eager about what's before us. I want to tell you right from the beginning here that I don't want to focus too much on what is. There's been plenty of that going on. I'm more interested in, together, you and I, focusing on the progress of where we're going. And I believe that it will be evident. I believe it will be steady. I believe it will be extreme. And I know it will be satisfying for both of us. I'm feeling satisfied and eager about it already. Now, you've really laid powerful groundwork there. Because what you've done is you've put them in the place of trusting you because you haven't seemed crazy. And you've hit right on what matters to them most. And you have guided them into positive expectation. And so then you say, you know, I don't know how much interaction with other physicians or healthcare practitioners you've been involved with, but I just want to let you know that this is the way I work. I am not interested at all in where you've been, and I'm not really all that interested in where you are. I'm more interested in what you're moving toward. And so we're going to be forward looking mostly, because I've discovered that if we can together focus upon improvement, no matter how small or great it is, that improvement gets a sort of head of steam rolling and becomes more. And so that's going to be the emphasis here. You good with that? And they will say, of course, I'm good with that. And they say, all right, then let's get going. Well, that's it for now, say to them. I feel confident that wonderful things are going to happen. And then how long will it be before you see them again? It's a variable, we know, but usually.
Usually about 2 weeks.
So during the next 2 weeks, this is your assignment. Give as little attention as you can to any physical conditions that have been bothering you at all. And it is my promise to you that next time we interact, fewer of them will be present in this conversation than are present right now. Deal? Deal. Because this is always true. When you hook in to what's in their vortex, even if they're not hooked into it, they can tell that you are. Because the larger part of them knows what you know. And when the larger part of them knows what you know, and you're expressing that you know it, you've got instant trust, you see. So, have fun.
Thank you.